Hello friends, my name is Shayla and today I am here to wrap up my 2016 reading goals and let you know what my reading goals are for 2017. So for 2016 I set some very specific goals. So let's just do a quick recap of what those were. I wanted to read 6 nonfiction books this year. This was definitely achieved. I read more like 9 or 10 this year, and I really ended up enjoying my nonfiction reads this year. So what I've done for 2017 is I'm just going to continue to read nonfiction. I'm not going to set a specific number of books I want to read. I just want to continue reading more nonfiction books in my overall reading. All right. Secondly was 12 classic pieces of classic literature. I didn't quite achieve this one. It was more like 10. I missed a month and then December was crazy, so I didn't really get around to my classic. So again, what I've decided to do is continue reading classic literature in 2017, but I'm not setting a specific number. Setting the specific numbers caused me some anxiety and stress last year, and so I didn't want to do that. Oh, my Goodreads challenge, I've set it for 100 books this year. Last year I started out with it at 75, but by my mid-year wrap-up, I was already at 110 books, so I upped it to 125, and my total for the year was 176 books. So it was a lot, and I know I read a ton last year, but now that I own and run a business and all those kind of things, I know my reading speed has slowed down a bit because I don't have as much downtime at work as I did before. So when I'm at work, when I have downtime, I'm usually doing inventory or other various tasks that only the owner can do. So my goal is 100 books. That's about 2 books a week. And with my reading speed in the evenings and stuff, that feels about right to me. So I'm comfortable at 100 books. If I exceed it, great. If I don't reach it, great. I'm okay either way. And then I also set some goals. One of the biggest goals I set last year was the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan. And the last couple books were also written by Brandon Sanderson. So I did not complete this goal. I talked about it a little bit more in my mid-year wrap-up. I'll leave both videos down below. But essentially what I did is I started it. And if I would have completed it, it would have basically been all I read last year. So I opted to just continue reading the Wheel of Time series, and that goal continues into 2017. I believe I've read the first quarter, I think. I've read the first 4 books. So I'm comfortable with those first 4. If I have a number at all, it's just to read another 4 this year. But I'm just going to continue reading on in that series because I am enjoying it. The first book is very Lord of the Rings. After that, it changes quite a bit, and so it's much more enjoyable. I've grown to really love the characters in that story. Sorry, I'm freezing today, so I'm just here in a hoodie, and it's snowing outside, and yeah, anyway, that's not why you're here. So, and then I also had a list of specific books that I wanted to read. The only thing on that list that I didn't read was the Arrows trilogy by Mercedes Lackey, but I started reading her Hunter series instead. So I still consider that a win because it's basically I wanted to read works of Mercedes Lackey, and so I started with her Hunter series rather than with her Arrows trilogy. So I still call that a win. But all of the other books on the list I read. When it comes to my reading all of the Brandon Sanderson published works, I'm calling this a win, even though I technically didn't. I didn't get around to the last 3 Alcatraz books. But I'm still calling it a win. I read all of his adult fantasy novels. I read The Arithmetist, and as well as the entire Reckoners trilogy. I call this a win. I've really caught up on his most beloved works. The Alcatraz series, people can take it or leave it, but all of his beloved works that everybody raves about, I've read. And so I call this a win. I still want to finish the Alcatraz series this year. because one of my goals for this year is to work on completing series. I'm in the middle of a bajillion series right now, it feels like. So I've got most of that on my shelf, which leads to another goal. I'm kind of rambling here, guys, sorry. But I do want to finish a series this year. Specifically, I want to be current on any series that I'm currently in the middle of, at least. Because I still have 3 books left in the Fallen Kingdom series. I've got a few series. I want to finish the Raven Cycle. I've read the first half, but I'm waiting for the Raven King to come out in paperback so that I just own all the paperback books and some things like that. But my goal is to work on completing series and reading off my shelf this year. Last year I went a bit nuts and bought a bajillion books, as you guys know. So this year I'm working on reading the ones that I haven't gotten to yet. There's a lot more on my shelf that I haven't read that I want to. So that's what I'm working on this next year, is reading off my shelf. And I'm going to try to cut what is currently on my shelf in half this year. So I won't be buying as many books because I have one of those, I have to read 5 books off my shelf before I purchase a book. So it's not really a book buying ban, but I'm just trying to motivate myself to read what's on my shelf so that I can go and buy the new things that I want to read. I also have a few review books that I want to get current on. And I know this video is super rambly, and I'm super sorry for that. I'm very tired. Running a business is exhausting. And you can't tell I run a salon by looking at me today, but I really do. Anyway, so thank you guys for sticking around with me. I know I've been kind of hit or miss lately, but I really hope that you guys will stick it out with me and keep coming around, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.